Yo guys, and today welcome back to another video on my channel. Today I'm doing my Premier League predictions, and what a better time to start it. So because the Premier League starts tomorrow, it's obviously not Liverpool yet. Liverpool play on Saturday in 2 days against Watford away at 12 o'clock. So really looking forward to the season, and it was really hard to predict the top 7, obviously because you've got a lot of players coming in from other clubs. Everton have probably been the busiest club in the league, so with all their signings and stuff. So let's just get straight into the predictions. So in 20th we've got Brighton, and they haven't really. I'd say they brought in some good players and they've made improvements, and they were really good in the Championship last season, but I don't think they will survive this season, and they won't do that good because if you think about it, obviously everyone thinks that the clubs that come up will always go back down, but it's not like that. But I just don't think they'll survive. It's just my opinion. So if there's any Brighton fans, just that's my opinion. So you might have a different opinion on it, but yeah, that's my opinion. So in 19th, 18th and 17th we've got Huddersfield in 19th, Swansea 18th and Watford in 17th. So Huddersfield, yet again a newly promoted club, they've brought in some decent signings, but it's just I don't think they'll survive. I don't think they've done enough, if you know what I mean. They haven't done enough. Obviously, I've just said that. They've got big games coming up. They've got big games. They've got to face all the top 7 and stuff like that. I know obviously everyone has to, but you know what I mean. They haven't experienced that. It's the first season ever in the Premier League. They could do what Bournemouth did, but you never know. But going on to Swansea, they were really rubbish last season. Apparently Sigurdsson could be going to Everton, their best player, so that's just another down low. So definitely I think they'll get relegated. Watford, they'll be in a battle, but they will pull through and survive again. And they finished 17th last season, I think it was. Yeah, it was 16th, 17th. So yeah, they'll finish there again, I reckon. Going on to 16th, 15th and 14th, we've got Burnley, Palace and Leicester. So you're maybe thinking, well, obviously I think Burnley will finish 16th and they'll be in a relegation battle because they've lost Michael Keane to Everton. Obviously Everton are taking loads of players from other clubs that I guess small clubs. They mean to say small clubs, but you know what I mean. Smaller clubs than them. They've took probably Burnley's star player from last season, apart from Tom Heaton, and yeah, they've took him. And Palace, I just reckon they'll have the normal season like last season, where they have ups and downs. They've got a new manager. They haven't really done much in the transfer window, but I still think they'll do all right. But they'll finish 15th in the end. They'll get a good start, I reckon, but it'll just go throughout the middle of the season from December to at least March. It'll just be like loads of losses, but still getting a few wins and draws. But it'll just be it'll still be a mid-table finish there. Leicester 14th. I mean they got rid of Ranieri throughout the middle of last season, but I think it was a good decision now to do that, because I think they finished 10th in the end or something like that. I don't know, because I think Bournemouth finished 9th, but they finished just above Bournemouth or below. I think it was below Bournemouth. I think it was 10th or 11th, but I actually reckon they'll finish 14th this season. Going on to 10th to 13th, so we've got Stoke in 13th, West Brom in 12th, Newcastle in 11th, and Bournemouth in 10th. So I reckon Stoke, they've lost their best, probably their best player, Arnautovic, to West Ham. West Ham have done loads this transfer window, but we'll go into them in a minute when we say what my prediction is for where they're finishing. But yeah, I think Stoke will finish 13th, basically a mid-table finish there. Going on to West Brom in 12th. They done good last season. They were in 8th most of the season, but they slipped up at the end. I reckon that's what's going to happen again from 14th to 8th. It's just going to be up and down. It'll be dead close, but then on the last day it'll just change all from like 15th or 14th to 8th. So I reckon that'll happen again with West Brom. In 11th we've got Newcastle, obviously just came back up. We've got Rafa Benitez as the manager. Rafa Benitez used to manage Liverpool. He was a good manager for Liverpool. But I reckon they will finish 11th, and they might finish top 10. But I reckon Bournemouth now. So we're going on to Bournemouth here. Will finish 10th because they've brought in Ake. They've brought in Begovic from Chelsea, and that's a big signing for them. It's a big upgrade from Boric. So I reckon they'll finish 10th this year, and they finished 9th last season. But it was obviously because it was dead tight between like 15th and 8th last season. I reckon that's what's going to happen again. As I said, in 9th position we've got Southampton. And Southampton, everyone thinks because they lose their best players they're going to do bad, but somehow they just pull through and do alright in the end. So yeah, I reckon they'll finish 9th. They could be losing Van Dijk to my club Liverpool, but I think we're not going to get him because just Southampton are refusing to sell him. So Southampton, I reckon they'll have a good season and finish 9th. In 8th and 7th position we've got West Ham in 8th, and I think they've done good this season with this transfer window with the amount of players they brought in. They haven't brought in loads of players, but they've brought in the players that they have brought in have been really good. They've brought in Hernandez at striker, they've brought in Arnautovic from Stoke, and they brought in Joe Hart on loan. So Joe Hart on loan, the England goalkeeper, yeah, he's going to do really good at West Ham, and that's going to be a good season for him. So that West Ham will finish 8th. I'll be surprised if they finish lower, but it'll be I won't be surprised if they finish higher. But in 7th I've obviously got Everton, but I really think that it was hard to put them in 7th because I was debating putting them in 6th or 5th because they've actually done good this transfer window, but they did get rid of Lukaku. But the thing is, I reckon Lukaku isn't going to do good at Man United. I reckon he should have stayed at Everton, so he would have went on to an even better club, like like maybe some team like Juventus or Bayern. I reckon if he would have stayed at Everton for another season or two, he would have went on to like Bayern or somewhere like that. But Everton have brought in Keane, they've brought in Sandro, they've brought in Rooney, Pickford's a promising goalkeeper from Sunderland, but he had I think it was the second most saves last season. I don't know what the stat was, but he had a really good season, even though Sunderland did get relegated. But still, they've signed Pickford, they've signed a whole lot of other players, and I reckon they'll do really good this season. And I won't be surprised if they finish higher. Going on to 6th and 5th place, so we've got Man United in 6th now. I reckon Lukaku won't do good at all, as I said, at Man United. Like you'll get like a certain amount of goals, but not as much as he did at Everton. And if Man United get Ibrahimovic back, then Lukaku is just going to be thrown on the bench, or he's not going to be the main man up front, is he? So because Ibrahimovic got his contract ran out, but it didn't get renewed because he had a knee injury. But I think he's gotten better, and I heard on Sky Sports or somewhere like that that he might be coming back because he's getting better. His knee injury is getting better. So if Man United get him back, then Lukaku's not going to do anything. But yeah, Spurs in 5th. Right, so I'm saying this, obviously they finished 2nd last season, so that's really good. But the reason I'm saying they're going to finish 5th is because they have to play at Wembley all season. Plus they haven't got a good record at Wembley. I'm not going to go on about them not doing any like business in the transfer when they obviously lost Kyle Walker, which is a real blow. But they've got Trippier there, which will do. He's like a replacement, but he's not as good as Kyle Walker was. And yeah, I think Spurs will actually finish fifth this season. So yeah, they could be getting Ross Barkley from Everton, but um, I've just said that they're finishing fifth. It's my opinion. So fourth we've got Arsenal. Now Arsenal finished fifth last season, but I like their new defender. I think it's I forgot what his name was. I think it was Kolosniak, I think it was, and then they've obviously got Lacazette. I mean, I'd happily take Lacazette at Liverpool, but he obviously wouldn't come now because he's at Arsenal. So Arsenal, I reckon they'll have a good season, even though everyone thinks they won't. But I reckon they'll finish fourth and do better than they did last season. And they finish fourth. In third position, now the top three was hard to predict because I haven't even predicted Liverpool in this prediction video yet. But I've actually put Chelsea third. So I know a lot of you should disagree with me, but I reckon Chelsea will, like, the top three will be up and down all season. Even the top four will be up and down. But then when it comes to the last few games, like the last month, Chelsea, Liverpool and Man City will be up and down. So yeah, I reckon Chelsea will finish third. And now going on to second and first. So I've put my team Liverpool in second now. A lot of people are going to disagree with me on this. But yeah, we had a good season last season. We finished fourth. But I reckon we'll do a whole lot better this season. I reckon we've just got a good season ahead of us, and we'll do really good. I mean, we've got in our third and fourth game Arsenal and Man City, so they'll be hard games, but we'll do better than we did last season, I reckon. I mean, if we get Van Dijk in, we'll definitely do that well, but we'll still do well without Van Dijk. And now obviously there's one team left, and that's City. They've done the most business, and I reckon they'll just finish first this season, but they might not. I mean, it's a prediction, so if I get it wrong, I get it wrong. But going back to Man United, obviously I predict them to finish sixth. But another thing, I reckon Mourinho hasn't got his managerial skills good anymore, his good managerial skills. So like he hasn't got his tactics anymore, and nothing's working for him like last season a bit. I mean, they did win the Capital One Cup and the Europa League, but they're in the Champions League now because they won the Europa League. But like, and that's gonna put them off as well. I mean, the Champions League could put Liverpool off this season, but I'm just saying, that's all I have to say. And Mourinho, I don't think he is good managerial skills anymore. So anyway, guys, that's the end of the video. If you disagree with me, then you disagree with me, but it's a prediction video from me. And yeah, hopefully I did get most of these right. Hopefully Liverpool do get second or do better. Yeah, hopefully we win the league, but we wouldn't. I don't think. I'm not sure. Obviously it's just a prediction, but Premier League starting tomorrow, starting with Arsenal and Leicester, so that's going to be a good game. Friday night football, and then you've got Liverpool at 12 o'clock on Saturday for us, and then all the other games on Saturday, and then I think Newcastle are playing on Sunday. I can't wait to see Newcastle playing as well. So yeah, hopefully you did enjoy this video. Subscribe if you're new, like the video if you enjoyed it, and yeah, anyway, please like, subscribe, and goodbye.